What's good, Vikings Nation? Skol Vikings. Buckle up, because we've got massive news that's got every fan in Minnesota buzzing. The purple and gold are locking in their future, and it's all about keeping the dream team together. Today, we're diving into the blockbuster announcement that our general manager, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, just signed a multi-year contract extension. This is huge, folks, but why does this matter so much for our Vikings? Let's break it down. Picture this. It's 2022, and Kwesi steps into the GM role alongside head coach Kevin O'Connell, both on 4-year deals. Fast forward to now, after a jaw-dropping 14-win season, the Vikings are doubling down on this dynamic duo. Owner Mark Wilf said it best. Kwesi's leadership and vision are setting us up for sustained success. With a 34-17 regular season record under their belt, this extension screams confidence in a championship future. But what's got fans like us so hyped about this move? Here's the teaser. Kwesi's not just signing papers, he's building a legacy. From roster overhauls to drafting future stars, his fingerprints are all over this team. Stick with me as we unpack how this extension could be the key to hoisting that Lombardi trophy. What do you think this means for our Vikings? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's get into it. Skol, Vikings fans. Let's talk about the mastermind behind our roster, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. This guy's not your average GM. He's got degrees from Princeton and Stanford, and he traded commodities on Wall Street before jumping into the NFL. Talk about brains and hustle. Since joining the Vikings in 2022, he's been reshaping our team like a sculptor with a vision. But has every move been a touchdown? Let's dive into his journey. Kwesi started in the NFL back in 2013 with the San Francisco 49ers, grinding in research and development. By 2020, he was calling shots as the vice president of football operations for the Cleveland Browns. When he landed in Minnesota, he inherited a roster with aging stars and tricky contracts. His mission: clear cap space, rebuild, and keep us competitive. Spoiler alert. He's delivered a 34-17 record in the regular season. Not too shabby, right? But here's the real question. Can Kwesi's big brain moves take us from playoff contenders to Super Bowl champs? We've seen some misses, but the hits are stacking up. Up next, we'll zoom in on his draft picks and free agency splashes that have fans like us dreaming big. What's your favorite Kwesi move so far? Let me know below. Vikings Nation, let's talk drafts. Kwesi's first swing in 2022 didn't exactly hit it out of the park. And we gotta keep it real. Only 3 of the 10 players from that draft are still with the team, with Jalen Nailor, a 6th-round gem, being the standout. But don't sleep on Kwesi yet. His later drafts are showing serious promise. Let's break down why the future's looking purple. In 2023, Kwesi snagged wide receiver Jordan Addison in the 1st round. And this dude's already a rising star, torching defenses with his speed and hands. Fast forward to 2024, and the draft class might just be Kwesi's masterpiece. The 10th overall pick, J.J. McCarthy, was set to take over as QB1 this season until a knee injury sidelined him. Still, the hype around McCarthy is real. Former Michigan Wolverine, national champ, and now our future under center. Can you feel the excitement? Here's the kicker. Kwesi's not done drafting talent. With a mix of young stars and savvy veterans, he's building a roster that's got us believing in a deep playoff run. What do you think of J.J. McCarthy as our QB of the future? Hit the comments and let's keep this Skol train rolling. Skol Vikings, let's talk free agency. Because Kwesi and exec VP Rob Brzezinski have been playing chess while others play checkers. Before the 2024 season, they cleared massive salary cap space by making tough calls, letting go of longtime fan favorites. It hurt, but it set the stage for a free agency frenzy that's got us pumped. Let's dive into the moves that changed the game. Last year, Kwesi brought in heavy hitters like edge rushers Jonathan Greenid and Andrew Van Ginkel, plus linebacker Blake Cashman. These guys didn't just fill holes, they transformed our defense into a relentless unit. This spring, the Vikings went even bigger, signing left guard Will Fries, center Ryan Kelly, defensive lineman Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, and cornerback Isaiah Rodgers. That's a Super Bowl caliber haul, folks. But here's the big question. Can this revamped roster finally get us over the playoff hump? We're 0-2 in the postseason under Kwesi and O'Connell, but with these additions, the vibes are championship level. Which free agent are you most excited about? Drop it in the comments and let's talk about what's next for our Vikings. What's up, Vikings fans? Let's take a moment to appreciate the culture Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell are building. Owner Mark Wilf couldn't stop raving about Kwesi's dedication and forward-thinking approach. And let's be honest, 34 wins in 3 seasons with a rebuilt roster? That's something to cheer for. But what makes this duo so special? Let's break it down. Kwesi's not just crunching numbers, he's fostering a winning vibe. He said it himself, "This organization means so much to me, and I've always believed in what we're building here." From ownership to the staff, everyone's bought into the vision of competing year in and year out. And with 13 players earning 17 Pro Bowl nods over the last 3 seasons, the talent is undeniable. So what's the next step for this culture? Can Kwesi and O'Connell turn those Pro Bowl selections into playoff victories? The pieces are in place, but we need your take, Vikings Nation. What's the one thing you think this team needs to finally win it all? Let's hear it in the comments. Skol, skol, skol. Let's talk about the quarterback situation because it's the heartbeat of our Vikings. J.J. McCarthy, our 2024 first-round pick, was supposed to light up U.S. Bank Stadium this season, but a knee injury put those plans on hold. Don't worry, though. Kwesi's got a plan, and the future's still bright. Let's dive into why McCarthy's the guy to lead us. Coming out of Michigan, McCarthy was a winner, leading the Wolverines to a national title with his poise and playmaking. Kwesi bet big on him at number 10 overall, and despite the injury, the organization's all in on his potential. Posts on X are buzzing about McCarthy's development during OTAs, with fans raving about his arm and leadership. Can you imagine him slinging TDs to Justin Jefferson next season? Here's the suspense. With McCarthy sidelined, who's holding it down at QB1? And how does Kwesi's extension lock in the long-term vision for our signal caller? Vikings fans, what's your confidence level in JJ as our future? Drop it below, and let's keep the Skol vibes going. Vikings Nation, let's talk defense, because Kwesi's turned our unit into a straight-up problem. With Brian Flores as defensive coordinator and Kwesi's free agency moves, our D is stacked with playmakers. From Jonathan Greenid's edge-rushing dominance to Blake Cashman's tackling machine vibes, this group is built for chaos. Let's unpack the firepower. This spring's signings, Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, and Isaiah Rodgers, have fans on X hyped for a defense that could rival the Purple People Eaters. Allen and Hargrave are absolute beasts on the D-line, while Rodgers brings speed and swagger to the secondary. Add in Andrew Van Ginkel, who just signed an extension, and this unit's ready to hunt QBs and shut down offenses. But here's the million-dollar question. Can this defense carry us through the brutal NFC North? We've got the Lions, Packers, and Bears gunning for us. What's your bold prediction for our D this season? Hit the comments and let's see who's got the hottest take. Hey, Vikings fans, let's talk about the NFC North Gauntlet. Kwesi's extension comes at a perfect time, because our division is a battleground. The Detroit Lions are stacked, the Packers are always a threat, and the Bears are sneaky with their new-look roster. But with Kwesi and O'Connell locked in, are we ready to rule the North? Let's break it down. Back in Week 4 last season, the Vikings outlasted the Packers 31-29 in a classic, showing we can hang with the best. X-posts from fans like at the Skull Warrior are hyping our trenches and leadership as the key to dominating the division. With 14 wins last year and a revamped roster, Kwesi's got us positioned to strike. But the Lions and their OTAs buzz are no joke. Can we take the crown? Here's the hook. Every game in the NFC North is a playoff preview. How do you see us stacking up against our rivals? Who's the biggest threat? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep building the Skol hype. Skol Vikings, let's zoom out and talk big picture. Kwesi's extension isn't just about today, it's about building a dynasty. Since 2022, he's flipped the roster, cleared cap space, and drafted stars like Jordan Addison while signing game-changers like Will Fries and Ryan Kelly. But can this blueprint deliver our first Super Bowl? Let's dream big. Mark Wilf's statement about Kwesi and O'Connell's partnership says it all. They're chasing a championship for Vikings fans. With 34 regular season wins and a 2024 draft class that could define the franchise, the foundation is rock solid. Posts from @Vikings and @Matthew Collar are buzzing about this total rebuild without taking a step back. That's elite GM work, folks. So what's the final piece of the puzzle? A healthy J.J. McCarthy? Another star free agent? Vikings Nation, I want your boldest Super Bowl prediction in the comments. Let's wrap this up with some skull fire. Vikings Nation, we're at the finish line, and the future's looking purple. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's contract extension is a statement. The Vikings are all in on winning now and for years to come. From drafting J.J. McCarthy to signing defensive studs like Jonathan Allen, Kwesi's vision is clear. Build a contender that makes Minnesota proud. So what's next for our squad? This season's gonna be a wild ride, with our revamped roster and Kevin O'Connell's play-calling genius. Whether it's J.J. slinging dimes or our defense wrecking shop, the Vikings are ready to make noise. I'm hyped, and I know you are too. What's got you most excited for 2025? Drop it in the comments, and let's keep the Skol chant loud. Before you go, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for all the latest Vikings news. Share this with your fellow fans, and let's pack US Bank Stadium with purple pride. Skol Vikings! See you in the next one.